I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. If you looking for me, you know where to find me. I leave you dusted, I leave you behind me. I flip the switch from 0 to 90. If you do too much, I'ma do the almighty. You know I got it, you know I'm a legend.
These folks in the Circle City, they love their Colts, and they have packed the house tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Wentz. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
At the 39-yard line.
From the gun, it's Taylor. Justin Ellis in on the stop.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Wentz. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Wentz. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the handoff, Taylor. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
From the 44, Wentz. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Wentz. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now a give to Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wentz. Campbell making the catch. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Colts are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Room to run past midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. That good for 22 and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he gets it down to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 7. First down, Baltimore.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 32 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Naheem Hines now out of his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw, it's Wentz. Back to the same target, Campbell. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. These two teams all tied after one.
7-7.
Second down and 7. Wentz going to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the Colts 44-yard line.
Jackson from the shotgun. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Ravens first down.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now on 2nd and 13, Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards. From the gun, it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score Ravens 14, Colts 7.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no thought of a return here for Hines.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 7.
Now Wentz. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. That's caught by Galladay. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. Dobbins running out of the gun. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And if you want the final metric on his top speed, and trust me, you do, Next Gen Stats says he hit 22.4 miles an hour. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 26. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Dancing to his left, and he wisely will throw that one away.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action with Jackson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Check pass. Watch 36 to Mike. Watch the run.
To throw is Wentz. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a play fake. Wentz. Looking deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Now Jackson on 1st down. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Here's a give to Dobbins. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Jackson. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From midfield, here's Wentz. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Taylor. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Wentz to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That ball caught by Campbell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
1st and 10 at the 19-yard
line. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Wentz. That ball is caught. It's Doyle. Touchdown, Colts. Jack Doyle there to make the grab. And the Colts have got it back to a 1-score game. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6. To throw is Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. This will be caught once again by Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. And they'll try to run it in with Dobbins. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round, and they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. They juked him, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On play action, it's Wentz. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't think that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Throwing on first is Wentz. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. That catch good for only a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Alert, alert. 3 down. Check 24, check 24. Tight dog.
Now Wentz. Back to the same target, Campbell. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On second down, it's Taylor. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
A 5-yard gain on the play.
Wentz now on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
On second and 10, Wentz. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Wentz now to throw. Taken in by the tight end Doyle. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Pay attention.
And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Ravens 33, Colts 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
At the 33-yard line.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
7-yard gain. 46 down, and the Colts, first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing is Wentz. His throw incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz throwing the out route incomplete. That's Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. On first down, Wentz. That's going to be caught by Alley Cox. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
First down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Again, it's Wentz. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. Runs over him. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. This is Edwards. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a second and 3.
Second and 3 at the Colts 45-yard line.
On the handoff, Edwards. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Third and 2. Here's Jackson. Throwing deep for Galladay. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.